Have you ever felt like your house was watching you? That every creak in the floor, every whisper in the dark wasn't just your imagination? Tonight, you'll wish it was. This is the story of The Whispering Room. It started when Sarah moved into an old farmhouse on the edge of town, a place everyone in the village warned her about. The rent was cheap, too cheap. But Sarah didn't care. She needed a fresh start after losing her parents in a car accident. The house stood tall, silent, and empty, or so she thought. The first night was quiet. Until 3 a.m., that's when she heard it, a faint whisper coming from upstairs. She brushed it off, thinking it was the wind. But the whisper grew louder, forming words. It said her name. Sarah. Her heart pounded. She grabbed her phone's flashlight and slowly climbed the stairs. The whisper stopped the moment she reached the top. She checked every room, nothing. But when she turned to leave, the door to the last room creaked open on its own. Inside, the air was freezing cold. Her breath fogged in front of her. On the wall, she saw something written in dust. Don't let him in. She felt a chill crawl down her spine. The next morning, she tried to convince herself it was a prank, maybe left by the last tenants. But that night, the whispers came again. This time, they were coming from inside the walls. Sarah pressed her ear against the plaster and froze. There was breathing on the other side. Slow, deep, human breathing. Terrified, she called the landlord. He stuttered before admitting the truth. No one's lived there for years. The last tenant disappeared. We found scratches inside the walls. By the fourth night, Sarah barely slept. The whispers had turned to screams. Her lights flickered, her doors slammed, and her reflection in the mirror smiled back a few seconds too late. She tried to leave, but every time she packed her things, she found herself back in that same hallway, facing the whispering room, as if the house wouldn't let her go. Desperate, she smashed through the wall where the whispers were loudest. Dust and wood splintered apart, revealing a hollow space. Inside was a narrow crawl area, and a figure crouched in the dark. Pale skin, black eyes. It smiled and whispered, "You let me in," Sarah screamed. The lights exploded, and everything went black. The next morning, the police arrived after neighbors reported strange noises. The house was empty. Sarah was gone, but on the wall, written in fresh dust, were the words, "She let him in." If you ever hear whispers in the dark calling your name, don't answer, because once you do, it's already too late.